Meme coins on Bitcoin are here, and I'm not a person that typically goes into meme coins or even talks about them, but DOG specifically is a coin that represents as close to the Bitcoin ethos as possible, and that's something that really excites me. I'll just read you off some of the key points about this token and why I'm bullish and why I think is going to onboard a lot of users to Bitcoin, which is something I'm excited about, more so from the perspective of being a meme coin. So specifically, some of the things that DOG token goes for, and we're talking about DOG go to the moon rune here, is the fact that it's rug proof. Well, what makes it rug proof? Here's the bullet points directly from the DOG to the moon site, which I'll share something about in a second as well. But on the site, there was no pre-sale for DOG, there was no team allocation, there were no insiders, no paid KOLs, there was no promo done, there were no favored veils. It was 100% distributed free and fair, airdrop to holders, and I'll talk about the criteria in a second. Everything is in circulating supply. There's no supply dump that's waiting to become. It continues to be a stance that it will not pay CEX any listing fees, so no central exchange is getting paid any listing fees to list DOG, and will not pay for any market makers. Even without this, if you go and take a look at the volume that DOG is doing right now, it is absolutely bonkers. So we've got 24-hour volume, $13.6 million as of today, and it's already a $552 million market cap without a single tier 1 exchange listing. Why is this happening? So the website I'm reading from is not made by some team. The most bullish thing for me about DOG token is specifically how closely aligned, as I mentioned, it is to Bitcoin. So this website was actually created by key contributors. Anybody, you for example, can go create another website and that will become the official website for DOG. There is no official team site, there's no official team Telegram. It is all community driven, and this is not like a typical, like what you see in memes. I've heard of these CTOs and community takeover. This is basically the DOG of Bitcoin operating similarly to Bitcoin as you possibly can. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Satoshi's DOG himself, right? This is obviously clearly speculation on that part, but yeah, extremely bullish. So how was this distributed, right? So it started with the story of Ordinals, right? Ordinals inscriptions were launched about 2 years ago, and this was a structured way to inscribe data directly onto Bitcoin itself, which is a little bit different than how NFTs work in the EVM ecosystem, where ERC 721 and ERC 1155 protocols that you might have heard of, they do describe how the token protocol should operate, but they do not specify or require that the metadata should be inscribed on chain. In many cases, that metadata, which is the JPEG, the video file, the art piece, is inscribed off chain. Some of their most reputable collection will inscribe that data onto, let's say, an IPFS store, which is interplanetary file system. So it's a decentralized storage. It's better than centralized solutions, but still not on the Ethereum chain or an EVM chain, right? It's not on the blockchain, it's on a separate store. Then you've got other collections that will straight up just inscribe their art and data, in the case of NFTs, on an AWS server or on Google Drive or some other centralized store. So this means you might have gone and paid like 10 ETH for an NFT, and if the administrator of that collection, the credit card that they have on file, that doesn't go through in a year, 2 years, whenever the initial payment runs out, there goes poof, all your images, all your metadata is gone. Well, this cannot happen with Ordinals Protocol on Bitcoin, which is essentially NFTs on Bitcoin, but super powered in the sense that you cannot have an ordinal unless its data is inscribed on chain, and it's being inscribed on the most powerful, most resilient, most reliable chain that has ever been, the chain that is a reason for all of crypto to exist, Bitcoin itself. So that's super bullish, right? So that's what started this. So in order to support the movement of Ordinals collections that were launched, Ordinals NFT collections, and one of the largest collections in that space was Runestone. Runestones were dropped to anybody that had committed at least 3 inscriptions in the original OG days of Ordinals Protocol being launched. So if you had inscribed something, you would get Runestone. That was the only way Runestone was dropped. Again, once again, a free and fair drop. There was no other way that you could get a Runestone other than buying it off the market. There was no pre-sale, there was no special influencer allocations, no whale preferences. You just got an airdrop, and it had the largest holder count, I think upwards of like close to 80,000 holders. Fast forward, when Runes Protocol launched, every single Runestone holder got airdropped DOG tokens. Just for holding a Runestone, you got DOG tokens. So the journey was help with the adoption of the Ordinals technology and remain a valued holder of the Runestone ecosystem, which again is, essentially empowering the underlying technology. So the meta is help with the adoption of technology, help with the evangelism of technology, and you get rewarded. If you inscribed initially, you got runestone. If you held your runestone, then you got dog. Now, dog token was airdropped to every single runestone holder. Every single runestone holder received over 860,000 dog. So those that had a lot of runestones, obviously, whether they had acquired or gotten airdropped, have a lot of dog that they've held. When centralized exchanges wanted to list dog onto their marketplaces, a few of them have already done so. They did not have the typical path to doing so. Typically, when centralized exchanges want to list, they'll contact the team and they'll ask the team to pay some sort of a listing fee that can range from like $60,000 worth in like stables and some tokens, or like a lot of tokens, to upwards of $500,000. Since there's no team for dog, similar to there's no team for Bitcoin, they had to scoop up the amount of tokens that they needed in order to create a market on a centralized exchange from the holders. So they had to scoop those tokens from the market. So now that dog is at a place where it's already got $500 million market cap, and you have rumors coming out and information coming out from Coinbase itself that is starting to support Ordinals Protocol, or adding support for Taproot assets in order to, what we assume are plans to support Ordinals Protocol tokens in the future. The largest market cap rune on Bitcoin is the dog token. So it's obviously extremely bullish for that factor, and it has proven continuously to be the token that has been run very, very fairly. There's no instance of this that has shown me that the community or the folks that are running the project, so when I say running the project, these are folks that are not paid by anybody. They're on their own. The website is put out by some contributors themselves. Leonidas is the person that initiated the volunteer movement, but he's not controlling dog, right? He's the loudest voice. Just like if Satoshi was still around, he would have been the loudest voice with Bitcoin, and some of the core devs are the loudest voice with Bitcoin development, but they don't necessarily control it. It's everyone's token. So I'm really bullish on dog. If you want to know how to buy dog, I'll cover very briefly in this video, and I'll probably make a video specifically how you can participate as well with some more screen recordings and stuff. But specifically, here are the basic steps to buy dog. If you're not familiar with the Bitcoin ecosystem, you want to first go to Google and you want to search something called Xverse, right? The Xverse wallet is one of the easiest to use wallet in the Bitcoin DeFi space right now. I'm a great friends with their chief strategy officer, Jan, and a great team behind it as well. It's a team that's supported by the BTC Frontier Fund, with another one of the folks that I'm really close with, Trevor Owens, who's founded the Pizza Ninja community. So this wallet is, I know these people very, very closely, and I've used this wallet, and it is one of the best experiences I've had in the Bitcoin ecosystem. There are other wallets such as Sparrow, and Unisat is also a formidable option. Sparrow is very technical centric. Unisat is a good option, but Xverse just has so many more features and such a better UX. So search for Xverse, go to the Xverse site, download the wallet. You'll find the experience very similar to what you see in MetaMask if you're familiar with the EVM ecosystem. Get that wallet funded with some Bitcoin. So the easiest way to fund it with Bitcoin, if you're coming from the EVM ecosystem, is to use something like a Rubik or Seller. What you'll want to do is, when you have your Xverse wallet set up, you want to go into your Xverse wallet and you will find a few different addresses. So the variation of addresses that is listed there is, you'll have a Bitcoin address and an Ordinals address. Very simple to understand. When you want to receive Bitcoin itself, you always want to use a Bitcoin payments address, right? So when you want to receive Ordinals or any kind of inscription, then you can go ahead and use the Ordinals address. It's the same account, but it's a differentiation of how these assets are stored. So in this case, you will take the Bitcoin address, you'll click on that, and you click on receive to copy the address, and you'll input that address on the EVM side on, for example, if you're using Celebridge or Rubik Exchange, right there you can deposit USDC and get Bitcoin, and it'll get deposited directly into your wallet. Now this may take some time because transaction block times on Bitcoin are an average of 10 minutes. So it may take some time for it to clear, but your Bitcoin will eventually show up in here. Once you have your Bitcoin loaded, then you want to head on to a marketplace. There's a few of them available. My favorite one is Magic Eden. So you're going to go over to Magic Eden and you'll be presented with a view which will show you collections and runes right at the top. And at the top of that view where you have collections and runes, you want to click on runes. And once you click on runes, what you'll find is very likely still at that time, right now, Dog to the Moon or Dog token is right at the top. The full ticker name is Dog Go to the Moon. And the ticker that is used for social media and marketing and for aggregators is DOG Dog. So right at the top, you'll see that. You can click on that, and then you have a really nice UX UI to be able to buy that token. Now you're going to want to connect your Xsource wallet here. There's a connection UI, very simple to follow. Once you connect it, you'll notice something different than the EVM side where you can't just type in like how many you want, like 1, 2, 3 dog or whatever. There are batches that are being purchased. So you'll find that similar to a centralized exchange trading experience. There are other technical reasons as to why these are in batches, but you can think of it as an order book on a centralized exchange. So somebody's listed, for example, 3 batches of 5,000 dog tokens that can be purchased. So if I wanted to buy 15,000 as an example, dog token, I'll select all 3 of those 5,000 to purchase. There's another batch of 400,000 available to be purchased, so maybe I'll add that as well and scoop myself 415,000 dog in this example. I just want to make sure that I have enough Bitcoin to facilitate the purchase and the transaction fee. On EVM side, we have gas fees. On Bitcoin side, we have transaction fees. And what's great is that Magic Eden actually shows you right underneath that how much you're going to pay in terms of the price to purchase dog. So in this case, it would be 0.035 BTC. And then it's going to show you the network fee as well. You can have a standard fee, a fast fee, or a slow fee, similar to kind of what you see on the EVM side. Works a little different here, same concept. And so in this case, the standard fee is about $68 based on the congestion, so 0.001 BTC. So you want to make sure that you have enough Bitcoin funded in your wallet to conduct that purchase. As long as you have that, you're ready to woof woof, secure some dog, and ride the Bitcoin wave. Now, dog has performed rather well against Bitcoin over the last couple of weeks. Let me grab my phone real quick over there, and I'll actually show you. So I have the chart right here on my phone. And if you look at its performance against Bitcoin even today, so Bitcoin is up about 1.45% and dog is up 4.56%. If you look at any historical patterns as well, the good thing about trading tokens on Bitcoin is that the only liquidity available is with sats. And sats, as you know, are the smallest unit of Bitcoin. There's 100 million Satoshis or sats in one Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin price goes up, the price of your assets also goes up, which is really, really exciting. So over the last week, dog is up 47%. And if you go and look at Bitcoin itself, over the last week, it is up 11%. So dog has outperformed Bitcoin by about 4x. I'm really bullish on it. I hope you find this video helpful. I want to know in the comments if you want more content on dog and more videos on dog. I can explain from the EVM perspective what it's like to purchase it, why I'm bullish on it. Maybe you have some questions about the ecosystem. I'm also an educator, a runes educator with the Pizza Ninja community. If you want to know about Ordinals, runes, BRC20s, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll try to reply to every single one if I can. Do my best to do so, and I'll see you in the next video.